Ravens will hold their annual pre-draft press conference tomorrow with Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh. And this event always gives us some insight into the team's mindset going into the draft. Here are some of the top questions I expect to be addressed tomorrow. Number one, what's the plan on the offensive line? The Ravens have to replace 3 starters from last year, and offensive tackle is probably the most popular prediction at number 30 for the Ravens in a lot of the mock drafts. Do the Ravens want someone at that spot who could play multiple positions along the offensive line? What does DeCosta and what does Harbaugh say about some of the tackles mocked to them like Tyler Guyton, Amarius Mims, or Jordan Morgan? Offensive line is the biggest need on the roster when you look at it right now. The Ravens could end up taking multiple linemen in this draft. So what DeCosta says about the offensive linemen in this class really bears watching tomorrow. Secondly, how interested are the Ravens in trading back to accumulate picks? They already have 9 picks in this draft. That's a healthy draft class right there. Do they want any more? DeCosta loves to maneuver around the board on draft weekend. He has a history of doing that, so I'm sure that he'll be ready to wheel and deal to some extent. I'm curious what DeCosta has to say about the possibility of making a trade. Then, of course, there's the wide receiver position. We love to talk about wide receivers. The Ravens have dabbled in the veteran market with some reported visits this offseason. Do they want to make a move at that position? By all accounts, this is considered a deep receiver class. So how will that impact the Ravens' strategy? We know that DeCosta likes to take first-round wide receivers. He's done it in 3 of his 5 drafts. Could that be the approach once again this year? And then on the non-draft front, there's always some questions that don't actually pertain to the draft, and I would expect the Ravens to be asked about whether they plan to pick up the 5th-year options for Odafe Oweh and Rashad Bateman. The deadline on that decision is coming up. It's on May 2nd, so we'll see if DeCosta sheds any light on those decisions. I'm also curious if he's going to talk about the potential of any early extension candidates like Brandon Stevens. That's something the Ravens have done in the past, so we'll see if that gets brought up and if the Ravens try to get a deal done there before the season begins. So there's lots to talk about. I know this has been nicknamed the Liars Luncheon over the years because you can never fully believe anything you hear from NFL decision makers when it comes to sharing draft strategy. But if you go back and you look through the years, there are actually plenty of examples where the Ravens and DeCosta have been pretty honest and revealing during this presser. So we'll see how that plays out. The trick is always just discerning what's fact and what's fiction, and we'll have fun debating all that after the presser tomorrow. Now, that press conference is going to happen at 11 a.m. We'll stream it for you live on our app, our website, our YouTube channel, and our Facebook page. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.